This is Action 12 Sports with Shea Schrader.
Despite some rough patches this season, the Cardinals have been looking promising lately, having won their last 2 series. And they had the chance to make it 3 today against the Reds. They led 3-2 in the top of the 4th, 2 on, no outs. But Tommy Edman, he's going to grab a double to deep center off Sonny Gray, and that'll be good for an RBI to tie things up at 3. Next batter up, Harrison Bader, the Wonder Boy. That one's going to go deep center for the 3-run homer. That is Bader's 8th home run this season to give the Cardinals a 3-run lead. Redbirds didn't slow down in the 4th, 1 on, 1 out, and Dylan Carlson, he flies out to right. Wait a second, no fly here. That's going to be out of the park. His 10th homer of the season. Now someone grab a fan because the Cardinals were hot today. They win their 3rd straight series 10-6 over Cincinnati.
It's just fun to watch. They've played really special defense, and when he gets to start with a big 2-run homer, and Harrison breaks it open a little bit with a 3-run homer, and then Dylan adds on for a 2-run homer. So tremendous job by all 3 of those guys, really talented, and I just love the way they compete and the way they get after it every day, and they're bringing it, and the way they're growing and now turning into really consistent, really good big league baseball players.
Over in Kansas City, the Royals wrapping up their series against Detroit. First inning, no scores. Salvador Perez up to bat with 2 runners on, and he's going to hit a 3-run homer, his 23rd this season. That gets the Royals off to a hot start with a 3-0 lead. Next at bat, Jorge Soler says, hey, let's keep those homers coming. He's going to go yard for the solo home run, and that puts the Royals up 4-0. Now let's move to the 3rd inning, same score. Soler up to bat again, empty bases, and get this, he is going to hit another solo homer. That makes it his 11th. And how about the Royals getting the sweep over one of the hottest teams in baseball? 6-1 the final.
What a great first inning to come right out of the gate and put some pressure. We know what it feels like on that other side and how hard it is to be able to come back from something like that. And so just one right after the other. And that was a pretty one. That's how he hit. To get over top of the water, that's a long ways. And then we've just been so hopeful to watch Jorge get there. We've talked about seeing some things that are kind of clues that he's getting closer.
After last year's loss in the Super Bowl, it is so important for the Chiefs this year to come back stronger than before. Now, quarterbacks are already at training camp with vets returning tomorrow, but the next piece of the puzzle is the rookies. That includes tight end Noah Gray and wide receiver Cornell Powell. Noah Gray is Duke's all-time leader in receptions by a tight end. And Powell, he, along with Sammy Watkins and DeAndre Hopkins, are the only players in Clemson history with over 150 receiving yards in back-to-back games. These guys were big time in college, but that does not exempt them from learning their new playbook on the world's biggest stage.
I just understand that I need to come out here and keep grinding and keep hitting the playbook and keep practicing hard. I think from a mentality standpoint, for me, it just means that I just got to keep out here and keep going to practice and keep doing, the things that I know that I can do. Keep hitting that playbook as hard as I possibly can.
Being able to go out there and do what I love with the guys is always a blessing. So just try to take it one day at a time. Don't let it overwhelm you. But at the same time, you got to study. You got to be persistent and just inconsistent. So just staying after it and then trying to go out there and translate the film to the field each and every day.
It's the announcement that shook the sports world. Texas and OU are planning on defecting to the Big 12 from the Big 12 to the SEC. And that, of course, has massive implications for not just those conferences, but college football as a whole. And it is leaving the Big 12 scrambling to make sure it doesn't lose the names that make their conference and hand the SEC more star power than they already have. The Big 12 met with the presidents of OU and Texas today. Conference Commissioner Bob Bowlesby released a statement saying, quote, the executive committee expressed a willingness to discuss proposals that would strengthen the conference and would be mutually beneficial to OU and UT, as well as other member institutions of the conference. I expect that we will continue our conversations in the days ahead, and we look forward to discussing thoughts, ideas, and concepts that may be of shared interest and impact, end quote. So make of that what you will. That's your look at sports. We'll be right back.